There are endless reasons why a person may end up alone and impoverished on the streets of Visalia. But whatever the crisis, whether financial or relational, from harms that they recently suffered or from childhood wounds endured decades earlier, the Visalia Rescue Mission's Life Change Recovery Program is designed to address the root cause issues that lead to an individual's brokenness and help bring long-lasting, holistic, Christ-centered healing to their lives. Very rarely does a life collapse overnight. In the same way, restoration cannot happen in a day. Honestly, it almost never happens even in 30 days. That's why we offer a year-long program where our residents have the time they need to focus wholly on their recovery. With their basic needs being covered and met by the mission, our program is built on a gospel foundation with an intense focus on the physical, emotional, spiritual, and even financial restoration for each individual.
Guests will learn to come to terms with the hardships, trauma, abuse, and other wrongs they've experienced, and take ownership for the hurt that they may have caused. Professional counseling guides the process, digging deep into the root and issues of the addictions that they're facing, self-harm, or other destructive behaviors. During this time, participants build positive relationships and spiritual maturity through steady one-on-one discipleship. Step by step and day by day, our residents, our men and women, regain control of their lives and embrace accountability and grow in Christ. We are excited to introduce you to some of our 2023 graduates. When you hear their story from their own point of view, only then can you truly understand the impact the Life Change Recovery Program is making on our community.
Well, I relapsed and I was on drugs and I was using, I was hearing voices and seeing things, and I ended up in the hospital due to that, and it wasn't, a good place for me to be.
I was in bad shape. I think I needed at least a plane to get here. I didn't want to come here, so it was a pretty rough move.
I had a boyfriend and he passed away, a boyfriend of 8 years, and he passed away. So I started spiraling out of control, started binge drinking daily, and I was really depressed with no sense of direction. So I looked for help.
Before I came to the mission, I had fell back into my meth addiction fully. And I fell into a really dark place in my life. I was an intravenous drug user, so that made things much worse for me. And I would have really low depressions, really high anxiety.
I was a drug addict for about 10 years. What led me to the mission was I volunteered myself to get locked up. And after I got arrested, I heard about that they were giving help to the people that want a program. So I decided to make a plan and go ahead and go into a program. So that's why I'm here today.
And so what has the Lord done since being here at the VRN? I have gained a sense of self-worth, my morals. I have found somebody to depend on daily and to trust in, and somebody that loves me regardless of my flaw.
God showed up in a mighty way and showed out, and he delivered me from the urges to go and do drugs.
After I got here and I was walking across the street with you, this is after my son and my wife just dropped me off. I was walking across the street, and for the first time in a long time, all the anxiety, stress, anger, fear, pain went away. I now know that was God. You're in the right place. This is where you need to be. And that was that feeling now that was all over me. That was that feeling that I always had right there at the center.
See myself in the future, see myself doing something wonderful for my life. Having a house over my head, and just looking forward.
He's brought my sanity back. I'm sane now, and I'm able to think clearly and speak clearly, and I'm able to have conversations now.
I now see the direction and where my life is going now. I have a sense of direction and what I want to do with my life, and I am finally taking steps to get to my goals.
I've learned how to fellowship. I've learned how to that life isn't chaos, It's not chaos.
Is it empowering knowing that you can visibly see the growth? You can visibly see the growth that you've accomplished.
I can see it, but more so I can feel it. It is very empowering. Because a year ago, I would have never thought that I would be sitting in front of a camera being calm.
I love you guys, and that I couldn't have done it without God and you guys. And I'm so glad, I'm so blessed that all of you are a part of my life.
My hopes for the future is to work, get my driver's license back, and go into ministry. Yes, I believe that I'm called to preach the gospel of God, So, very grateful to my mom for always sticking by me. Very grateful to Richard, Robert, Bruce, Aaron, Nova, everybody here. Very grateful to VRM for letting me come here.